Might surprise you that the life you are dreaming for is just 6 months away from you, because it's proven that if you stick on a work for at least 6 months without breaking your focus, then you fall in 0.1% category, and at this point it's impossible for you to not make money. But the main problem here is that the most people couldn't stick on a work for a long period of time, at least for a week, and this is the main reason why you still are broke. But I promise, if you watch this video till the end, you will get a proper solution by using which you will have the ability to focus on a single work for years. Not week, not month, years. Because this video specially covers the single technique by using which you can able to start enjoying your work. It doesn't matter how boring your work is. By implementing this technique, you will gain the ability to turn any boring work into interesting one. Because look, the car, the girl, the mansion you are looking for is come from work that is deadly boring. Because in order to be a goddamn at one skill, you need to repeat some task over and over again. And on repetition, even it's the most interesting task in the world, it will become boring. And that's the reason why 99% people fail, because they think there isn't any solution for their problem. But relax guys, there is a solution, and today you will get a foolproof solution which allow you to focus on a single work for a long period of time. Therefore the success you are dreaming from years, finally you are going to achieve in next 6 months. And at this point I only had a question from you. Are you ready to give your whole attention to this video? And more important, are you ready to give your next 6 months for your dreams? The car, the mansion are just 6 months away from you. Just keep one thing in mind. Your mind is your biggest friend and also our baddest enemy. And this technique is all about your mind. Listen, your present situation is created by your own mind, and your upcoming future is also in the hand of your own mind, because mind create thoughts generate feeling leads to action, and action leads to result. Like for example, if you're feeling sad right now, then your mind will work in a way to avoid this feeling. Look, we either work for getting pleasure or we either work for avoiding pain. In these two ways our mind works, and this is necessary to know because our technique is fully based on influencing our mind. Because all you guys know that motivation is temporary, we're going to make our mind crave for doing work. Before revealing the actual solution, let's deeply know why this problem exists, because if we doesn't know about the roots of a problem, then solving it become impossible for us. Now tell me, according to you, what's the problem here? Which thing you do every day, you know it's bad, but your mind forces you to do it anyway? And it isn't masturbation, by the way, it's overstimulation. Now what is that? It's a phenomena when your brain gets stimulated by getting a lot of pleasure, or you can also say dopamine. Look, dopamine is a single chemical that is responsible for your motivation during work. And your problem is that you waste this precious chemical on less productive tasks, like scrolling reels on social media, watching porn. Look, your dopamine is limited. Either you can spend it during work or you watch reels all day. It solely depend on you, because this is your motivation chemical that if you use in your work, then you can turn any boring work into interesting one. Now the question here is how. Now it's the time to give you the actual solution that you can use to turn any boring work into interesting one that you will love to do. And when you do something that you love to do, it becomes extremely easy for you to stay consistent on a work for a long period of time. And this all possible through a technique that we call it no stimulation technique. This technique is picked from ancient Chinese scriptures, and in simple language it states like, make your brain thirsty enough that it will crave for less water. This is your solution, by using which you can stick to a work for as long as you want. It's in your hand to make any work interesting. Now I'm going to break this down into digestible multiple parts. So first of all, you need to make your brain thirsty. It's mean that cut out all the things from your life that will give you fake pleasure, like scrolling social media and watching porn. And when you cut out all these things from your life, then your mind become thirsty for the pleasure. And when you repeat this process at least 3 to 4 days, then after some time you will notice that you start getting pleasure from less interesting tasks. But remember, if you ever repeat the things like scrolling reels or watching porn, you will lose the focus because our mind just want one thing from us. It just want pleasure. And these activities give you an insane amount of pleasure than your work. That's why you find your work less interesting. But believe me, if you avoid these activities, then your mind start giving the same amount of pleasure from your work. And this is a technique by using which you can able to focus on a work for years.